we'll try talking to the flowers is getting me sent from those two.
I couldn't agree with you more. Oh, I didn't mean to startle you.
I didn't know you could talk. I can talk. When there's anybody worth talking to, that is.
We all can talk. We can talk as well as you can. And a great deal louder, too. Your face has got some sense in it, but it's not a clever one.
She has nice color.
I don't care about the color. If only her petals curled up a little more, she'd be all right. Maybe even pretty.
Not a flower. I'm a human being. That's your problem.
Just like a human. Think they're better than the rest of us.
Why aren't you afraid of being planted out alone out here?
There's a tree nearby.
What on earth could a tree do? Well, it could say, bow wow.
That's why its branches are called boughs. Didn't you know that? Silence! Every one of you.
How is you all can talk?
Put your hand down and feel the ground.
It's hard.
In most gardens, they make the bed too soft. That's why the flowers are always asleep.
Never thought of that before. Are there any people in the garden?
People like you mean?
Yes.
There's a female in the garden somewhere.
Same awkward shape as you too, but she's much paler.
Her petals are shorter, I think.
Does she ever come walking this way?
She's coming this way right now.
I can hear her, thumping along the gravel walk.
I don't want to listen to her. She talks such nonsense. Like this one.
Let's plant ourselves someplace else. They not only talk, they walk. Things indeed are getting curiouser and curiouser. Oh look, a shawl. All torn and dirty. I wonder who it belongs to.
Bread and butter. Bread and butter. Bread and butter.
I have your shawl. This is your shawl, isn't it?
Bread and butter. Bread and butter.
I do hope she'll be able to keep a decent conversation. Am I addressing the White Queen?
Well, yes, if you call that addressing. I've been addressing myself for the last 2 hours. Nothing I wear fits right.
I can put your shawl straight for you. Dear me, you're full of pins and needles keeping your dress together.
Temperamental shawl. Won't stay. I tried pinning it all on one side.
It won't fit right if you pin it all on one side. My, what a state your hair is in.
Quite true, my dear. I'm afraid I'm a mess. The brush got entangled in my hair, and I lost the comb yesterday.
Well, I can do your hair for you, but you should get it made.
You'll be my maid. I'll give you 2 cents a week and jam every other day.
I don't like jam.
Well, you couldn't have it if you did want it.
Why not?
The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. It's the effect of looking backwards.
Never heard of such a thing. Looking backwards.
I can remember things that happened the week after next. My mind works both ways, forward and backwards.
I'm afraid mine only works one way. What sort of things do you remember best?
I remember the trial of the knave of hearts who stole the queen's tarts, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Ow! Ow! Did you nick your finger?
Well, not yet, but I shall. But I fastened my shawl with this brooch.
Now
dingy curves. You can go jump up a duck.
Silence at last. I will prosecute you. Come, I'll take no denial. We must have a trial. For really this morning I've nothing to do. Said the mouse to the cur, such a trial, dear sir, with no jury or judge, would be wasting our breath. I'll be the judge, and I'll be the jury, said Cur Mercury.
Serving on a jury. It's nonsense.
Hope it's safe.
Is it? Why don't you ask me? After all, I'm sitting here.
Humpty Dumpty, I'm in the 6th square. How exactly like an egg she is.
It's very provoking to be called an egg.
I said you look like an egg. Some eggs are very pretty.
Some people have no more sense than a baby. Tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice.
A stupid name. What does it mean?
Must a name mean something?
My name means the shape I am. A good, beautiful shape. With a name like Alice, you could be any shape.
Aren't you afraid of being all alone out here?
I'm not alone. You're with me.
Wouldn't it be safer on the ground?
If I did fall, the King of Hearts has promised to send all his horses and all his men.
Can't see what good that would do.
Why not?
Everyone knows the answer to that. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great ball. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Stop! Stop! What a terrible verse. Not a word of truth to it.
I didn't mean to upset you.
Change the subject. I insist.
That's a lovely belt you have on. Or is it a bow tie?
It is the most provoking thing when a person can tell the difference between a belt and a bow tie.
Sorry. Not used to talking to eggs.
It is a bow tie, child, and a beautiful one, as you say, given to me by their majesties, the King and Queen of Hearts. They gave it to me for my unbirthday present.
What's an unbirthday present?
A present given to you when it isn't your birthday, of course. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays do you have?
1.
There you have it. Only one day for presents. With unbirthdays, you get presents 364 days. And now, I shall recite.
Please don't.
'Twas brillig and the slimy toes.
Oh, I won't listen to another poem.
Dear me, you are disagreeable. The piece I now shall recall was written entirely for your amusement. The least you can do is be courteous. In winter, when the fields are white, I sing this song for your delight.
No, no, no.
Oh, very well.
I really should be going. Until we meet again.
I wouldn't know you even if we did meet again. You're so exactly like other people. You have the same face everybody else has. 2 eyes, a nose in the middle, a mouth under. Now, if you had 2 eyes on the same side of your nose, for instance, or a mouth on top, that would be some help.
It wouldn't look nice.
Wait until you tried.
All the unsatisfactory people I've ever met.
sandwich.
I'm afraid I don't have one.
Hay then.
Hey,
There is nothing like a mouthful of hay when you're feeling faint.
I think a bucket of cold water would do you better.
Your Highness, Your Highness, Your Highness! My king, I have brought you a ham sandwich.
Stop! We don't eat the bread and butter pies.
Ah, fiddlesticks! She took my ham sandwich.
Very sorry, Your Majesty.
It's quite all right, kid. Who do you see down the road there?
Nobody.
I only wish I had such eyes. To be able to see nobody. And at this distance, too. It's remarkable.
Seems ordinary to me.
Speaking of ordinary, are you coming to the trial?
I'm looking for my crown.
Well, you shouldn't be looking for it here. The lighting is dreadful.
Oh, it is.
What do you want a crown for, anyway?
I'm going to be Queen Alice.
Foolish thought of ambition. Besides, what is an Alice?
Bread and butter. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. Look, the White Queen. How fast she can run.
There's an enemy after her, no doubt. These woods are full of them.
That's true. Shouldn't you want to help her?
It's no use. She runs too quickly. You might as well try and catch a bandit snatch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go see what became of my ham sandwich.
Oh, before you leave, could you please tell me how to get to Day Square? I'd be so grateful.
I'm very glad that you had the opportunity to meet me.
It's so big, this place.
Oh boy.
Now what? You're the White Knight who did battle with the Card soldiers. Did you win?
Oh, I always win. It's hardly any fun when you lose. So when I lose, I just say that I win. That way I'll feel good about myself.
Doesn't seem like sensible reasoning to me.
Quite right, my dear. No sense at all. And no reason either. I see you're admiring my lunch pail. I keep it upside down so no rain will get in.
But things can get out. Did you know that the lid's open?
I did not know. Oh dear. Oh dear. All the things must have fallen out. The mustard, the mayonnaise, the dog biscuits.
Why do you have a mousetrap on your horse?
Another invention of mine.
There isn't likely to be any mice on a horse.
Ah, but if they do come, I don't want them running about. It's a good idea to be prepared for anything.
I was wondering if you could help me. I'm very tired. I don't think I can walk another step. Could you help me get to the A Square?
Gee, you liked it. I just hope you've got your hair well fastened. Then get strong. Climb up on back. Whoa, Hossy. Whoa, Hossy, slow, Hossy. Whoa.
You haven't had much practice.
What makes you say that?
People don't fall off when they've had a lot of practice.
I've had plenty of practice. The great art of riding is to keep your balance properly. You've only got a few yards to go. Through the woods and over that little brook over there, and you'll be clean house. Climb up on back. Comfy?
Yes, thank you.
All right, here we go. Whoa, Hossy. Whoa, Hossy. Whoa. Sure.
explanation.
How about a riddle? Take a bone from a dog, what remains?
The bone wouldn't remain if I took it. The dog wouldn't remain. It would come to bite me. And I'm sure I wouldn't remain.
So you think nothing would remain?
I think that's the answer, yes.
Wrong. The dog's temper would remain.
Perhaps we should introduce her to the mutton.
Great idea. Bring in the mutton.
I don't want to meet anyone else.
Don't be shy, dear. You need to learn to meet people.
Alice. Mutton. Mutton. Alice.
I don't wish to be introduced to a leg of lamb if you don't mind.
The leg of lamb does mine. Mutton has feelings too, you know. Oh, take care! Take care!
Oh, something's going to happen.
It's the mutton! It's trying to run away!
Catch it now! Arrest the mutton!
They'll have to run awfully fast to catch up with that mutton. Oh my! The mutton sprouted wings! It started to fly away! Here I am, in the HHS square. Don't have my crown. No one's been friendly to me. Oh, am I ever to get home and see my sister and Dinah again?
Oh, the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts. So won't she be sad if I kept her waiting?
I wish I never saw you in the hedge.
Gracious, what a thing to say. What's the matter, Alice?
You're a fine one to ask. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. First I was told if I got to the HHS square, I could be a queen. Now I'm here. Everything's just as it was. No one's been friendly to me. Lost and alone. I do so need a friend.
That's a splendid idea. I would like a friend myself. I've never had one, you know. Why not? I suppose I never gave it much thought. I know. You could be my friend. Would you?
Why, I'd be delighted to be your friend.
Alice, permit me to introduce myself formally. I am the White Rabbit.
And I'm White Rabbit and Alice, your friend.
Friend, my, what a lovely sound that has. As your friend, I should give you a getting acquainted gift.
I love gifts. What is it?
Your crown.
Wonderful.
Here we are.
Why, that's not a crown at all. It's a carrot.
Why, so it is. Well, since we're friends, you can give me the carrot. For Queen Alice.
Lovely.
Now you must give me my gift.
I hope you like it. I didn't have much time to shop.
I'll nibble it later. We're late for the trial. Come.
All right.
You're expected. You're a witness. Come on. You can't be late.
Off with his head.
We haven't had the trial yet, my dear.
Stuff and nonsense.
You can't stuff nonsense with pepper. It just wouldn't taste right.
Oh dear, I'm late. Never been to a trial before. I suppose they're the jury?
I suppose as you suppose. We all suppose.
What could they be writing down? The trial hasn't even started yet.
Well, they're putting down their names. They're afraid they'll forget them before the end of the trial.
Silence in the court.
Silence in the court!
Read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all in a summer's day.
I've already heard the accusation.
The knave of hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's something to come before that.
Oh, yes. Call the first witness.
First witness.
It's that bad Heather.
Beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I haven't quite finished my tea without a second bowl.
You ought to have finished.
When did you begin?
14th of March, I think it was.
15, 16.
That's important. Write that down.
Take off your hat.
Isn't mine.
Stolen. Write that down.
I keep hats to sell. I have none of my own.
Give your evidence and don't be nervous or I'll have you executed on the spot.
Oh, man, Your Majesty.
You're a very poor speaker.
Poor thing. He's frightened of the king.
Silence in the court.
have to cross-examine the witness.
If I must, then I must. What are tarts made of?
Pepper, mostly.
Tarts aren't made of pepper mostly. They're made of molasses.
Collar that dormouse.
Turn that dormouse out of court.
Suppress him!
Pinch him!
Off with his whiskers.
Winkle, winkle, winkle.
We certainly don't have a lot of evidence yet.
Call the next witness.
Really, my lord, you must cross-examine the next witness. If you don't, I shall get a headache.
And the next witness is Alice. Here, step forward.
Courage, friend, courage.
What do you know of this business?
Nothing.
Nothing whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever.
Consider your verdict.
Who is this creature?
Some kind of monster. I met it in the woods. Calls itself Alice.
You've forgotten Rule 42.
Rule 42.
All creatures named Alice must leave the courtroom. It's the oldest rule in the book.
Then it ought to be rule number 1.
Consider your verdict.
Oh, my friend, my poor friend, I must help her. There's more evidence to come, Your Majesty. This paper has just been picked up.
What's in it?
It seems to be a letter, or rather a set of verses written by the prisoner.
Read what's on.
Where shall I begin?
At the beginning, of course.
And then continue on until you get to the very end. Oh boy, oh boy.
They said that you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim.
Stop! That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet.
Nonsense. There's not a word of meaning in it.
She doesn't believe the word of meaning in it.
Well, if there's no meaning in it, then that saves us a world of trouble.
We don't have to look for it.
Let me see that. I said I could not swim. You swim, don't you?
No, Your Majesty.
Then it couldn't be you.
A brilliant deduction, Your Majesty.
Consider your verdict.
No, no, no. Sentence first, verdict afterwards.
Stop it nonsense. The idea of having the sentence first.
Oh, careful, friend. Don't lose your temper.
Don't lose your temper.
This isn't a trial at all. It's a mockery.
You hold your tongue.
I won't.
Off with her head.
What are you waiting for? Seize her.
Alice! Alice! Oh, Alice!
But a peck of cards.
Alice, dear, wake up. Oh, what a long sleep we've had. You fell asleep here and I didn't want to wake you. You look so peaceful.
I was having the strangest dream. It was a white rabbit and a pocket watch.
What nonsense. Come on, we're late for tea.
A wonderful dream.
A white rabbit with a pocket watch? Who's ever heard of such a thing?
Oh, the Duchess, so won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting? I'm